Hello artists, how are you today? It's Stephanie Ani coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here in Six Rivers National Forest near Willow Creek, California. And welcome to the studio. So glad you're here, yay! Today's Hacking the Masters Mixed Media Style Gustav Klimt Part 3. I finished her up, guys. Not gonna lie, she was a challenge. I haven't done a portrait for probably 20 years, right? It was tough. It was tough, but you know what? I went online, I got some more reference photos, and I worked through the problem. And I'm mostly really happy with where she's at right now. We might need a little bit more tweaking of the colors. I'm trying to go for a high contrast, but that does have a tendency to sometimes throw off the shape of the face. So just working through that, but I'll get her done. She's very, very close. Now, yesterday when I finished up, I had her standing in front of, not inside of, this field of poppies. But then as I was looking at our Patreon project from a couple of months ago, like, yep, that's what she needs. She needs some high contrast, something with a bright color so that it won't fight with this background, that it'll work with it. And since I have the larger elements with more detail, it allows them to come in front of this. So even though this is still creating the focal because we have this highest contrast, they still are there and they're seen. Cool stuff. Love using color, right? Cool, cool, cool. Now, Patreons, your girl has done some serious evolution and your video will be up today on her. God, I just about dropped her. That would be horrible. You just see it just shattering. She weighs probably about 7 pounds. So I had received a suggestion from Faye last week, and she said, I don't think you need the dress. And I looked at it, but I was like, I really like the dress. I like the dress. I like the dress. But then I'm like, you know, let's see what happens if we take it off. So I cut it off of her. I made it so that I didn't have an option. And I started building and building and building and painting and painting and painting. But look at how cool she turned out. I love her. I really, really, really do. So you might not know this, you new subscribers. On my Patreon channel, every time I do a Hacking the Masters on YouTube, Patreon gets their own video. So I'm doing 3 videos a week. Yep. And so also this week you got the images for the reference photos for making the face. And you also received these simplified cityscape instructions, right? This is next Sunday's. You received those instructions, and you also received the extended cityscape instructions from my second altered book. Yes, it tells you how to make those big cityscape fold-outs. If you haven't seen my second altered book, I'll put a link down in the comments, and you can see the full walkthrough. It's pretty cool. So, thank you so much for everybody for being here. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Your comments are always amazing. If you could share this to your social media, I would highly appreciate it. And any adding to playlists really does help get my name out there to other artists who might be looking for something new and interesting and fun to do. We do all sorts of different projects, as you can see. Also, we'll be doing the journal with me coming up on Patreon here in a couple days. I've got a lot of art to do. If any of these projects inspire you, please go on over to the Messy Handband of Artists group on Facebook and join in and share your images with me. I love to see what you're doing. You inspire me as much as I inspire you. So thank you for that. And Patreon, the link is in the comments. It's $10 a month. You can cancel anytime, but come on over and check it out. Okay? Kathy, your prize went out here just a couple days ago. It weighed 2 pounds. I've got to stop giving out those wonderful prizes for the drawing. But, you know, it's my way of thanking you for being there and supporting me. So, all right, everybody, I hope you have a great day. Let's get to the video, and we'll chat soon. Bye. Oz, are these the treats that Cat gave you? Are these the treats? Oh my gosh, it's the one with the white frosting on. That's the best kind, isn't it? Oh, those are the good kinds. Oh, those taste so yummy. So yummy. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, getting them all over. Can you give me 5? Give me 5. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yes. Oh, oh. We're not going to be so patient with those because this one's the best one ever. It's yogurt. It's topped with yogurt, people. I'm not giving my dog sugar. It's a dog bone covered with yogurt. Buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're so yummy. Thank you, Cat. You love them. Hello, artists. How are you today? Okay, so where we last left off, I was working on her eyes. And, you know, I have an idea of what I want to do and how I want to make them. And, you know, so I just thought I would get a couple of reference photos real quick. Patreons, you have received this whole stack of reference photos on how to make different eyes and eye shapes. More realistic type eyes and then stylized. You know, these are just realize that a nose is this, 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 and this. That's a nose. You know, it's when you take it down to its basic shape, it's not nearly as hard as what it seems. Now, this is going to be helpful in really kind of figuring out the planes of the face, all right? This is one plane. These are, you know, the beginning of your cheekbones here, and then you've got this plane. It goes backwards, back, you know? Then we do have a little bit of a sink in here where the bones are. So this, having an idea of the way that the skull is shaped, so here's your brow bones, so they come out, our eyes are in here, gives us a way to really look and see how the eye is fitted into the shape of, you know, the human face. See? Where all the pieces and parts go. Nostrils. Here, nostril there. And then here, the cartilage comes out. The line. The line. Right? So it's pretty interesting, and the eyeball is actually quite large in here. I'm not exactly sure if that's where it fits at, right there in the center, but it would be somewhere in there. Ooh, that's pretty close. You can tell when you get it right, right? So then we have the eye is a round ball in there, and it takes up that full center space. And sits into that socket. Big toothy smile. Craig is out fixing my deck right now, which is really cool. So see how we can build up just from knowing where the skull is at. And that's how you do it, you know. It's kind of fun, huh? Okay. Let's see. I like that shape of eye. That shape is really pretty. Alright guys, from the last time that you saw this, I have done quite a bit of work in her arms. As you can see, I put more pattern, more higher contrast papers in her arms. It's a little bit hard to tell probably. In here, I've really been building all of this up. I'm really happy with where her face is at. I'm now just going in with some pen work and just kind of accentuating some of these pieces of paper. Okay guys, well I think she's really close to done. This hand got a little bit weird. There's something going on there. I might work on that. This one I like though. This one's kind of cool. The perspective's a little bit off on this guy here, so think about your thumb. I made it a little bit too long there initially there, so it's kind of got to get... I think she's beautiful. I really do. I love her. Hello, artists. Okay, well, I thought yesterday I was done with this, but it ends up I was not. As I looked at her this morning, I realized that I wanted her to go back into the background a little bit more and have her coming out and towards us. So what I did was I chose my kind of my bright color here, and I decided to I have the gold strategically placed here to where they're going to lead us upwards into her face. Her face is more of the soft spot here, so still really thinking about this is a more subtle color over here. So even though it's all off of this same red deli sheet, I just did a general poppy shape. This one would make a great little bud here, so just cut out a poppy shape. It's really not difficult. And again, using scraps of paper, kind of the theme for what I've been doing for the last couple weeks with both this project and with my altered book project. So it's kind of all fitting in together, and you do find that one thing inspires the next to the next to the next. So I think I will actually put this guy, it's pretty similar shape to that, and you want to be sure to vary the shapes, but maybe we'll pull it over to the side like that. So you're just cutting out a shape and gluing it down, thinking all the time of how to bring your focus in and back around. All right, we're leading the eye in the composition. So even though we're just doing mixed media, we always want to be conscious of how we lead the eye around. All right, so there, super simple. I went through and did all of these guys already, and as they're drying, I will go through and start doing some pen work. Now this particular deli sheet, since it has so much paint on it, wrinkles a lot. I am okay with that. I want the texture to be up front. So I'm going to bring you down here a little bit closer so you can see that. So these do have quite a bit of wrinkles in them. That is a good thing in this, since it is the top layer. Texture is one of the things that will bring an element forward. Okay, it is. We're going to really talk about that here coming up, just because I think it's really important that you guys understand the ways that we can create depth and interest in our artwork in all shapes and forms, right? And we're just kind of lightly going around these. Now I could come back in absolutely with some green lines coming through here. I don't know if I really want to do that. I probably won't. Their stems have a little bit of darkness to them. I don't want to get stuck in the details with this, but I want to make sure that they look really cool. Now they have a dark center. Which I could easily cut out pieces of paper out of a darker deli sheet and make them have that dark purpley blue center. Actually, the blue would probably be really pretty in the center of these, because it would be kind of a contrasting color, the purple blue color. I'm very happy at that addition. I think it's pretty cool. Could actually add some little green stems. I think that would really set it off. Maybe. Touches. We are not looking to do a lot with this. Going to just be a quick accent color. Let's see if we can make it work. know if we need it. So you see how I'm stabilizing my finger against that? It makes for a much sturdier, you know, before I put the paint down. That's beautiful. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, it's so funny. You think it's done, and then you do something, and you get an idea. It's like, oh, it's not done yet. And then you're like, do I really need to do this extra step? And then once you do it, you're like, oh yeah, it absolutely needed that extra step. That's okay. You know, you just take the time and you do it right, and you make things that are beautiful. That's what it's all about, is making something as pretty as you can make it, right? That's when it's rewarding for me, is when I can look back and look at a piece of art and go, wow, I did that. I did everything possible to make that as cool as I could make it, and look what I did. It's cool. It's a great feeling. Oh, we are just going to pop a little bit more as greens. And just go slow with these things. Don't put huge blobs in there. Now, as you know, red and green are opposites, so these little pieces are going to really pop. And plus, this is a metallic paint, so it's another thing that will cause it to pop more. Oh, that's so pretty. Hopefully you guys are still hearing the screen. I guess I can bring it down here just a little bit. All right, let's